Every week I just get like closer to just actually sleeping in bed with you. Hi guys, welcome back to Girl Therapy. I'm your host, Nicole. It is currently Labor Day, so I'm sure when you're listening, it's probably the day after Labor Day if you're a loyal listener and you listen the day that my podcast comes out. So I hope everybody had an amazing Labor Day weekend, and I hope that you romanticized your life this weekend. And if you didn't, this is the perfect episode for you because we are going to be talking about romanticizing your life. Because if you're not doing that, why are you even living? Okay, I'm feeling a little like sassy today. Like I'm in a little bit of a mood. So before we jump into this episode, let's just do a little recap. I've been home from Austin for about like a week now, and I'm just getting back into the groove of everything, feeling really good, starting a new series on TikTok. Guys, I'm feeling re-inspired. I like the time that I took off, and I've really been putting a lot of work into what makes me feel good, and I've just been feeling really, really good. Last week, I had my second therapy session. It was amazing. It went really, really well. Me and her are starting to get more comfortable with each other. So if you are starting therapy on your journey of therapy, want to get into it, just know that the first session is going to be a little awkward, but after that, it only gets better and you get to know each other more. And I'm just really excited to continue the journey with her and to dive deeper into things. Yeah, that's definitely impacted my life. Like I look forward to it every week in the sense where I'm like, I get to talk to somebody this week who's completely unbiased and I can just like unload on her whatever I want to unload on her. And I'm paying her to be there. So she has to listen to me and she has no option. And that just feels really good. I found a barn. I found a barn in Miami. So I had my first riding lesson on Wednesday. I told the man I hadn't ridden in 2 years. Thinking about it now, it's been much longer than 2 years since I've ridden. I think it's been closer to like 5 that I've actually had a lesson, maybe even 6. Like genuinely, I don't know, guys. So, but I honestly feel like getting back on the horse is gonna feel like no time has passed. So I'm really excited for that. I had a boat weekend this weekend, which was amazing with like an amazing group of friends. I met some new friends, which was really fun. What else have I been up to? Went to Topgolf. Discovered I'm not great at Topgolf. That was my second time going, and I think the first time I was way better. So there's that, and whatever. Oh, I ordered my dresses for Haley's wedding, so I'm excited to do a little try on haul for you guys for that. And I'm gonna be in New York in like 2 weeks. Yeah, and then so why I kind of like was like this is the perfect opportunity for me to talk about romanticizing our lives is because I feel like I get a lot of DMs from you guys just being like, I love like your happiness like radiates through the screen, and like I hope my life looks like this one day, and I love that you love your city so much and you just look so at peace. And I've really been having a lot of fun with my photo dumps recently on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I've been like adding little text to all my pictures to like tell a little story or just like really fill you guys in on what's going on, because a photo just doesn't seem like enough, even though a photo is worth a photo's worth 1,000 words, whatever it is. There's so much that I actually put behind my photos. I don't know. I've been having a lot more fun and like creative freedom with Instagram because like I was saying last week, it's not about the exterior things. For me, it's about the interior, it's about things on the inside and how things make you feel. And it could be the ugliest photo in the world, whatever, but it could make you feel something. And that's so important. And I've really been relishing in the moments. Like I've really been practicing gratitude and taking in every single moment and being way more intentional with my time and the people who I've been spending it with. And it's made my life feel so much more fulfilling. And that's why it looks like, and I do feel like this, and that's why you guys can see that happiness through the screen, is because every little thing that I do and every person that I've been with recently has been filling my cup, and everything that I'm doing is because I want to do it. There's so much intention between everything I'm doing now. There's nowhere that I am that I don't want to be. There's no one that I'm with that I don't want to be with. There's no one in my life who isn't significant. There's nobody in my life who isn't adding. And one of those people is me. I am doing everything for me now. I'm showing up for myself. I'm pouring into myself. I'm giving myself the energy that I deserve. I'm giving myself the love that I deserve. I'm attending to my needs and my feelings, and I'm listening to myself. And I've done that in the past, but I'm really doing it more so now than ever because I've never felt so connected with myself, and I've never felt so connected with God. I think that's also been a really big part of me romanticizing my life because I'm grateful for everything around me. And I can look at things and be like, holy shit, like I'm at this place at this time or this happened because there's a big scheme. There's a big, not scheme, but there's a bigger picture. There's things going on. Everything is for a reason. I also know that every day is a blessing and that time is passing by. And I talked about this in a TikTok just recently. And it's that life isn't about the material things. It's not about how many purses you can collect. It's not about how big your house is. Believe me, I'm surrounded by plenty of wealthy people here. And a lot of them are empty. A lot of them don't live happy, fulfilling lives. A lot of them turn to drugs and alcohol and, partying and surrounding themselves with shallow people to feel something. And at the end of the day, I know they're going home and I know they're sad. I know there's a lot of people who maybe go home behind their closed doors and they cry. And they don't feel good and they feel like they need exterior validations or things surrounding them to feel better. But at the end of the day, you're just with yourself. You only really have you and the people around you. We need to stop trying to fast forward time and leap ahead and jump ahead and get to the finish line, because really there is no finish line, because whenever you get the thing that you want, you're always going to want more. Women, men, whoever you are out there, if you're single, we all want to find our person and speed up time. And we see our friends, especially me, a lot of my friends are getting engaged and married and moving on and having kids and moving into homes and really accomplishing a lot of things that I've yet to experience. A lot of my friends have experienced the proposal, the bridal showers, the engagement parties, the bachelorette parties. Those are all things that are going to be happening for me one day. And it's really hard for me to imagine that. And I want those things to happen really badly because I want those things. But at the same time, it's I don't want to rush those things because I'm so excited. It's like when you're so excited for a trip that you book and you want it to come so badly, and then it comes, right? And you're in the moment and you're yes. And you're sitting on the airplane and you're I'm going to remember this moment forever. I've had moments where I try to really soak it in and I'm just live in the moment because I'm okay, I have 6 days on this trip. I'm going to take in every minute. I'm going to remember this moment right here, this exact moment. I'm going to remember this moment, right? All of a sudden you blink and you're heading home from the trip. And you're why did I rush that so much? Why did I want that trip? I want to go back in time, right? We always want to go back in time. We always want to re-experience something. We always want to go back and be I wish that I took that in more. I wish that I didn't speed that up. Now it's not even just about getting to the trip. It's about leading up to that trip. Every single thing you should do with intent. Every single little tedious thing. It's I'm going to pick out my outfits. I'm going to plan this. I'm going to plan that. I'm going to enjoy, having to clean my apartment before the trip. I'm going to enjoy having to do all these errands before the trip. I'm going to enjoy getting my nails done, and which we know can be very annoying tasks, tedious tasks. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to sit in the nail salon for 2 hours to get my nails done. But also it's let's enjoy those moments because these are all the small moments that are leading up to the big moment. What I'm trying to say is it's in those moments and it's in the really exciting big moments, right? The big milestone moments that they come and you're whoa, how did we get here? Time is really flying by. I remember being with Caitlin just this past weekend in Austin, where I remember being teenagers and doing the craziest things. And then all of a sudden it's we're 30, we're celebrating her 30th. And it's it's only until the big moments that you start to reflect on the small moments and be how did the time go by so fast? Did I soak that in? Did I enjoy that? Did I appreciate where I was at? Because I'm going to get here regardless, if that makes sense. You're going to turn 30 regardless. You can't slow that down and you can't speed it up. It's just going to happen. And we have to remind ourselves of that. And it's not until the big moments that you start to remind yourself, to be grateful for everything that's gotten you there and for all the small moments and all the people that you've met along the way. And so I've really been practicing being more in the present moment and the now, because I've also experienced a lot of things in this life where you lose people or friendships or, whatever it is that happens in your life. And I finally got over this guy who I'd been so obsessed over pineapple. I got over him a while ago, but I'm just bringing this up for the sake of saying I wasted years crying, analyzing, trying to figure out everything, trying to find space for him in my life, trying to put him in my life, trying to just spending so long being upset over somebody who had no space in my life ever. There was never going to be a world that existed in which I ended up with him. And God and the universe and whoever you want to say made that very clear to me, but I fought it. I ran towards it and not away from it. And I wasted so much time doing so. And I wasted so many tears. And listen, it was all part of my journey and all part of my story. But as I get older, I'm just so much more conscious with my time and my emotions and my energy. And I really do realize that emotions are temporary. And I wish that I had kind of taken a step back at some of those points in my life and just been happy with where I was at and not try to figure things out, because I got to where I was supposed to be. I can't say I wish I did things differently, because it all happened how it's supposed to, and it's why I am how I am now. I'm so happy that I have this knowledge at 29, because some people might not ever feel this way or get this way, or they might start to feel this way at 50, So I'm happy that at still a very young age, 29, I'm starting to be I'm not going to sweat the small stuff anymore. And I'm not going to try to force things anymore. I'm just going to enjoy where I'm at right now and enjoy the people that I have in front of me right now, because I'm lucky to have those things and those people. And I really just want to enjoy it so that I don't look back, or I don't, I'm in 2-3 weeks from now, months from now, years from now, I'm not I wish I didn't waste my time with that person, or I wish I didn't waste so much time worrying about that. I just kind of have that hindsight now. Is that hindsight or foresight? Hindsight, foresight, whatever. The sight beyond now, where I can think like that. It takes going through a lot of things, and it takes time to realize what's significant and what's not to you, and to kind of come to terms with that too. I think it was an ego death that had to happen as well, where it's I don't need to win over the people who don't want to be in my life. I don't need to accomplish these things or get these things that are rejecting me. Whether it be jobs, opportunities, things that don't pan out. It's I don't need to chase things that are rejecting me anymore. I need to just appreciate the things that I do have. And I just said this to my friend a couple days ago, because she was I love where you're at. I explained something to her, and I was you know what? I really just think that that's the answer. I think the answer is to just love where you're at right now, because if you love where you're at right now, you're going to love the way that you act. You're going to love the way that you handle things, and you're going to love where that leads you. If you're happy where you are now, you're going to love where that leads you. It can only get better. If you're sitting here so upset with where you are now, and now you're trying to fix things or act manically or band-aid fix things, or you're acting on your emotions, that maybe then in a week when you realize and calm down, you're going to have to go backtrack to that thing and be actually, I didn't want to handle it like that, or actually, I actually feel this, or actually, I feel this way. I think when you just are in the moment and you're focusing on the things that are, and not what is or what if or what could be, or trying to control things so much, you're able to just be so happy and satisfied that what's beyond or what's behind you doesn't matter. And it comes down to just living in the moment and being happy with the moments and making the most out of the moments. That's what I've been doing recently, is I've been making the most out of the moments. And I think my little social media break was a great reminder for me to be present, because I think I have a really good balance in a lot of areas of my life. I've realized how to balance fitness and food and just kind of my lifestyle in general is pretty balanced. My partying, everything like that, or lack of, honestly. But I and like my social life. Like I've really learned to balance those things. But what I didn't have a handle on was my balance with my job and my life. I was constantly recording or constantly posting or constantly this and that. And instead of getting stuck in this cycle of like what I felt like I should be doing or talking about, it was like, well, what do I actually want to do? And what do I want to record that is actually meaningful? And what do I want to share that is meaningful? And also, it's okay not to share every part of my life or record every hour of the day or everything of the day. It's just been such a good reset for me to just be able to hang out with my friends and record when I want to, but not feel like I had to post in real time or yada, yada, yada. I can now do those things and then at the end of the day, do a big photo dump or, edit my videos or whatever it is, but live in the moment now because time is going by. And when you are looking at your phone or when you're not in the moment and you're thinking about other things in your brain, you're not taking in what's happening right in front of you. How many times have we been out where it's like we could be at dinner and all we can think about was why the guy isn't texting us or this or that, and we missed out on the moments that we could have created right then and there. Those are just as important, if not more important. Those are more important than whatever it is going on in your brain, the conversations that you're rerunning, the conversations that you're running back, the worries that you have. It's so much better to put those things aside and to create the new memories or to have the conversations with the people who are actually right in front of you, and stop wishing that you were with somebody else or you were in a different situation, and just be happy with your situation that you're in. So that was my long-winded way of saying, I can't believe was that like an intro? Like I just kind of went off the rails for a minute. I just spoke from the heart. I'll try to do a little bullet points of how I think that you can romanticize your life. And I think the first one, like I just said, it's all about doing things with more intention and being more mindful with your time and everything that you're doing, and doing everything with just more love, like putting more love into everything that you do. Let's say you are reading a book. It's easy just to sit down and read a book, right? But what if we made it a thing? What if you lit a candle, sprayed your pillow with some your favorite lavender scent or whatever it is that you want to spray it with. Dim the lights, put the fireplace crackling on the TV on YouTube. I do that all the time. Get into your favorite little cozy PJs. You can do things with so much more thought than just sitting down to read a book. And I know that takes more time, but when you put more time into yourself, you are showing yourself that you are worth it. You are showing yourself that you are worthy. You are showing yourself that you're deserving of time. You're deserving of the little things. The little things make the big difference. And we want so badly for other people to do the little things for us, but we don't give ourselves the little things. That's just nuts. If you expect somebody else to give you their time, you have to give yourself your time. You have to show yourself that you are worthy of those things. And you do that by giving to yourself, by giving back to yourself, and doing everything with more care and more attention to detail. I just move more intentionally now. And it's even when I do my makeup, it's again, set a vibe, make it a thing, put on your favorite YouTube, get in a cute little robe, put on your little slippers, even just walking around my apartment, my slippers and my robe, makes me feel like I'm romanticizing my life. Being in a nice, cute pajama set and not being so sloppy. I feel it's nice to be sloppy and a little gremlin, but it's really nice to feel put together. And I find that when I am put together, I romanticize my life more. So going back to the makeup thing, it's little things that maybe other people won't pay attention to, but I do, and I care about and I notice. It's I put my little sparkles on my chest and my collarbone, and I do a little highlight, and I do things that make me happy for me. And other people might not notice it, but I notice it. Even wearing my little belly chain recently, that's been a thing for me that has just I don't know, it's made me feel more, I walk differently when I have my belly chain on. I don't know, I can't describe it, but it's almost romanticizing my workout outfit. I think when you put little details into your outfits and things like that, that's a way of romanticizing. And like dressing up, even just for the little things, to go to the grocery store, it's like put on a little makeup, do your hair, like put on a cute outfit. It doesn't have to be like crazy, you don't have to like go nuts with it, but like even just like putting on some like extra jewelry, like have fun with your jewelry. I think it's really all about just being playful and enjoying life and not being so like, I don't know, like don't go about life like so grumpy. It's like, we have to go to the grocery store. Okay, great. Let's make it a thing. Throw on a cute outfit, put on your best jewelry, like wear something that maybe you typically wouldn't wear. Like just do something to make it more fun than just like, oh, I have to go to the grocery store. It's like, okay, let's make it like a thing now. Let's go to the grocery store and like, let's pick out something. Let's pick out like a new creamer. Let's pick out like, just have fun with the little things, and like maybe like go into the grocery store with like a recipe. I think cooking right now has been a huge creative outlet in how I'm romanticizing my life. Is like, it's not just about like, I will eat like the same boring things all the fucking time. Like I'll eat like ground beef and turkey and like make a taco bowl. I could eat that every fucking night. Like sweet potatoes. It's like food's just becoming like boring. Like it just became boring. Cooking didn't become fun anymore. I used to love, you know, cooking. And it's not enough for me to figure out like one day it's like, oh, I'll make this one day, right? And I'll find a recipe online, but I won't actually do it. I'll say I want to do it, but I won't. Like I'm just like, when I look in my fridge, it's like I didn't shop with intent then, because I just like shopped and I was like hoping maybe the ingredients would magically appear in my fridge to like make the thing that I wanted to make. And then it's like, oh no, go figure, I don't have the ingredients that I need to make the thing that I want. I guess I'll just make the same thing. It's like I get stuck in that cycle. And I think when you're stuck in that cycle of doing the same routine like that, your life becomes boring and not romanticized. It's not romantic. It's like just the same shit. So I bought a cookbook and I'm like, I'm gonna cook through this cookbook. And now every week I like sit down, this is what I'll be doing. I just picked out my first recipe and I'm gonna flip through and I'm gonna pick a recipe, and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store with my little grocery list, look at all cute on like a cute little notepad or whatever, and like check off the things that I need to get. And now suddenly going to the grocery store has become like a cute, fun activity for me, where I'm not just going in there and like, you know, I could literally go into the grocery store with my eyes closed and pick out the same shit that I always do. And it's like, no, now I get to go and I get to experiment. I get to try new things and I get to be like, hey, like, where's the tarragon? You know, like, like that is something that's romantic. That's added a new light. It's added a new element. It's added a new fun factor to cooking and to going to the grocery store for me. So hobbies are so important. Like I just said, starting to cook again, getting my yoga certification, connecting with my inner child by going horseback riding again and practicing that. That's an amazing way to romanticize your life, because when we're kids, we love the little things. Anything could entertain us. And when we're adults, it's like now we have priorities and responsibilities, and it's so easy to not enjoy things anymore not because we're getting a certain return on it, not because it's making us money, not because it's something that we have to do, right? We lose sight of just doing things for our soul and doing things that make us happy. And it's hard because we're structured and we do have shit to do, right? It's hard to make time for the things that seem silly. I could easily say horseback riding is a waste of time. It's like I'm driving a half hour to go to this farm and brush the horse and then get on it. It's like 3 hours of my day. Or it's like today I went to the grocery store with my friend Ashley and we picked a bunch of flowers, and she has a flower arrangement book, and I'm going to go to her place right after this and we're going to arrange flowers just for fun. Not because it's somebody's birthday, not because we're giving them to something, not because we have an event coming up, just because. You know, and that's maybe 3 hours of my life that I could spend doing something more, I guess you could say beneficial or more like of a return. But it's like, no, like I'm just going to go and enjoy my time with her and enjoy learning something new and trying something new. That's how you romanticize your day. That's how you romanticize your life, is you make things like almost like cutesy. Like it's not, I hate to say it, but like demure, like mindful, honestly, demure, mindful, cutesy. Those are the words to romanticizing your life. And then when you do things like, I can't wait to come home with my flower arrangements and put them in my apartment and make my apartment feel more cozy, more of a comfort. Like, I want to romanticize my apartment and the space around me. And I romanticize my apartment too by collecting little knickknacks, like going to vintage stores or things that just make me happy. And they really don't add much value. It's like, I don't need a bunch of those little whatevers, but they make me happy and they're cute and they put personality into my home and they make it feel more like I put thought into the things that are surrounding me. Then I can sit in my apartment when I'm reading my book and I'm in my robe and I'm in my slippers and I have my candle lit and I have my incense going and I have cookies in the oven or whatever it is. Now I'm romanticizing my life. I'm melting into my couch. I look up and I see my bookshelf ladder and I have like my little decorations on there and I can just look at them and be like, wow, I did that. You know, like this is like a whole vibe, like sitting in my room, sitting here reading this book now. You feel something and you sit there and you soak it in for a minute and you're like, how could I be upset about anything that's ever gone on in my life? How could I be mad? How could I be sad? Like, I'm sitting here in this moment. Sometimes you have to like have those talks with yourself, like be like, let's just rein it all in. Let's just really reflect for a minute. I'm sitting here in this moment and nothing's wrong. I'm not hurt. I'm breathing. My family's healthy. I'm healthy. My cat is healthy. Everything's okay. Another way to romanticize your life. So we've established how to like soak it in inside. Get outside. Look at the sky, watch a sunset, watch a sunrise, go for a solo walk. Don't even bring your headphones sometimes. Just freaking listen to nature. And then if you do want to, listen to something, put on like some vibey music. Go for a drive. I love going for a drive. That also helps me. Like, I romanticize this fucking city until the day I die. I look at the lights. I look at the skylight. I just stare off into the distance and look at it and I'm just like, holy fuck, I can't believe I live here. Like, I love where I live so much. I love this fucking city. It's so fucking beautiful. Sorry, I'm really passionate. But it's like, I look at it every day, right? I look at it every day. I have the same view every day. And I could just not look at it or take it for granted. But I'm not always going to live right here. I'm not always going to have this moment. So remind myself of that. Really get in touch with nature. Like, touch grass, honestly. Touch grass. That's how you can romanticize your life. And outside of just connecting with nature and being outside, I think being outside will just do so many amazing things for you. Whenever I have a bad day, it's like, let's just get outside. Let's just connect. Let's just remind ourselves where we are. Let's ground ourselves. I think that's so important in romanticizing your life, because I think it really does put you in the here and now. But another thing is, like I said, is just connecting with people, really connecting with people. Putting the phones down, just having conversation. If you're taking pictures, amazing. Take pictures, capture the moments. That's another thing. Capture the moments. I love capturing the moments. I'll just prop up my phone for a little bit and then just go about my whatever it is with my friends. And that's an amazing way to romanticize things, because I get to look back and then I can be creative and like edit the stuff, edit the moments, or edit the video and create these like beautiful magical moments that elicit a feeling in me when I rewatch it. And we can't go back in time, but I can record things. And I love that aspect of it. It could be the most simple day, like today, again, flower arranging. I'm going to record it and I'm going to romanticize it, because we're not going to have this exact moment ever again. And I'm going to value this time that I get to spend with Ashley, and we get to just enjoy each other's company and be goofy and make a floral arrangement together and really connect. And I think connecting with people is the best thing, because people are our biggest legacy. Really being more intentional with the people that I've hang out with have made me realize how special life is, and people can really add to your life and make things so much better and brighter. And then people can also lead you to darkness and take you away from that. So making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who remind you how beautiful life is and remind you how loved and supported you are is really important to romanticizing. And people who like keep you in the moment too, and don't bring drama or negative energy into your life. So even if that means you have one friend in your life, if you have to remove people, that's fine. that is so much more important. That is so much better. But even when you're like going out somewhere, like yesterday I was at Pura Vida and I was getting my coffee, and this guy behind me started talking to me, and me and him ended up talking for like 15 minutes. And typically it's like if someone's talking to me, like a lot of times I'll just be like, can we not right now? But recently I've just been like, let me lean into these little interactions that I have every day and these little snippets and conversations that I get to have with people, and pretend like I'm in a rom-com or whatever for 15 minutes while I wait for my coffee. Like, it's not a big deal. Stop scrolling and just be present and learn what I can about this person in this short period of time. Almost becomes like a little game. Like, what can we exchange with each other in this short period of time? Obviously be safe, and obviously don't talk to people if you don't want to, but even just like talking to, having little conversations with like my valet people or the people who I pass by, or just saying hi to people in my workout classes, like, hey, how are you? Like, it's really important to do that. I think that brings you back to the present moment, and that just makes things more special when there's people around you that you almost like humanize. It makes you care about doing that thing so much more, or being there so much more, if that makes sense. And then you're able to kind of soak in that moment more and be like, wow, like this is all a moment that we're sharing together. This whole thing is just about being more intentional and caring more. So making sure that you actually care about the people around you, or the things that you're doing around you, will help romanticize your life. If I didn't say it already, I think journaling is a huge part of romanticizing your life. I like to like write little stories like, dear diary, this is what's going on today. I think that's a really fun way to get in touch with yourself and get into the moment. And that's a great outlet for practicing gratitude, because there could be so many things going on in our life, and we just sit down and we're like, if you could have a journal that maybe even has prompts too. I used to do the 5-minute journal, and it'd make you write things down that you are grateful for every single day and what would make today great. And then at the end of the day, you're kind of like, what made today better, or what could make tomorrow better. And it makes you start your day with more intention, and start your day with like the affirmations and reading like a good positive quote. When you set an intention for the day and what would make today amazing, you're then able to move through life or move through that day with more thought. And then you get to the end of the day and you're like, did I actually do those things? And if I didn't, okay, what can I do tomorrow to make sure I actually do those things? Or if I didn't have time for those things today, how can I make time for them tomorrow? And that's also something that's really important. So journaling is an amazing outlet and something that I highly encourage you to do. And if you don't know where to start, get a journal that has prompts, or just start writing. Nobody's reading your journal, and just write a list of things that you're grateful for. And that's always a good way to start that. So I feel like that's pretty much it. Like I said, just to recap. Romanticize your life. We're going to slow down. We're going to capture the moments. We're going to take in the moments. We're going to connect more with nature, and then we're going to connect more with the people around us. We're going to take on hobbies. We're going to connect with our inner child more. We're going to put more time into our self-care, more intent behind our self-care. Make self-care not a once a week thing. Don't make it a thing that you do when you've just had a really bad day, or you're going through heartbreak, or you're trying to glow up. It's like, let's do self-care every day. Let's do a form of self-care every single day. Take on some type of ritual, like journaling, reading, whatever it is. I like to read romance books too, because that really helps romanticize my life. Duh, because they're romance. But I'm like, if, this person can have it, I can too. And it's just kind of like, I'm such a hopeless romantic, but I'm just kind of like, I want like this type of love, and this can exist. And I think, curling up to a really good feel-good movie or a feel-good book can remind you of that. So like, don't watch any of those like crazy like murder docs or anything. I used to do that, and I don't do that anymore. It's like bad vibes. And dress up and take care of yourself more, and really put time and effort and energy into yourself, even if it's just to do absolutely nothing, even if it's to go to the Target or grocery store, whatever it is. My camera just died as I was ending that episode, so I'm on my phone here. But I just want to say I love you guys so freaking much. I hope that this episode is really helpful. I hope that you will continue, if you haven't already started, romanticizing your life. yeah, just love where you're at, be in the moment, know that everything's happening for you, not against you. I'm always rooting for you. I'm always on your side. I'm always praying for your happiness, your success. I'm always on your team, and I love you so much. If you don't follow me already, follow me on Instagram at Nicole Doyan, Snapchat Nicole Doyan, TikTok Nicole_Doyan, and here on YouTube at Nicole Doyan. And I'll catch you next week on another episode of Girl Therapy. If you like this episode, share it with a friend, tag me on Instagram. I love to hear what you guys are listening and to just hear your little feedback or how things have helped you. And maybe you can share a way that you're romanticizing your life. Maybe when you share this episode, you can take a picture of you in like a park or whatever you're doing to romanticize your life. That would be a really fun way. That would be a really fun way to share the episode. Maybe share something that you're doing this week to just to feel good and to maybe to inspire somebody else, whether it's a friend or family or whatever it is. So yeah, but I love you guys and we will chat soon. Bye.